Siegel. This is my son, Sean. Say hi, everybody.
Hi.
Can anyone see us? This is a kind of a, in case you are happening to watch right now, we're making sure the video system works because be prepared at Pillar. Go with plan B or C or D. So, Jack, do you see us? Is this working?
Now, yeah, we have this beautiful delay.
Now there is a problem, Jack. I cannot see.
Sean, say hi, everybody.
Hi.
Can anyone see us?
We're on
This
YouTube
is
right now.
kind of a,
It's a long delay.
in case you are having
Questions.
right now, we're making sure the video system works.
Okay, first I should turn off my own sound. That's good, right? My sound is off.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see, while I'm in Google Hangouts, how do I see the questions? Hi. Can you hear us? I don't, check sound. Hey, someone type in this text box if you can hear me. Say a silly word.
Hello,
What's the long word in the Mary Poppins?
People are seeing
Do you hear us?
moment.
Do you hear us? Audio and video is good. People in Canada can see us. Califragilistic Can you say that?
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Supercalifragilistic. You can't say that. We'll just read what people are writing. Donkey Kong. Works fine, loud and clear. Great. Okay. You want to say hi? Come here and say hi. Come. Hey, come back here. But he refuses to go on stage. This is the warm-up act, everybody. We are not live for a few more minutes. Jack, what else do we need to do? So do I need to go back and forth kind of? Well, I don't need to do it myself.
No, please mute yourself on this podcast. If you
I'll
can.
tell you the problem, Jack. The problem is I can look and I can see the questions. What I also see on my screen is me from about 30 seconds ago, which is a bit
that's how
annoying.
it works.
That's the way it's going to be.
Interesting. Google Hangouts.
Hey, people are here from Panama. You know where Panama is?
Oh, yeah.
You do?
I read a story about it.
The Panama Canal?
It's a story. It's cool.
Yes.
The
What?
link on this slide. Check the last one.
Oh. All right.
Yeah.
Well, what about that? I see the big long link. I don't see anything else.
No, you should have. I was saying.
You didn't put it into Slack. You put it somewhere else. Here it is.
No.
What do I do with this? Event analytic? Do I need this?
You should see all the comments.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and if not, I'm working on another one.
Open meeting with David Siegel, Pillar Project. And it says, what's this? This is in Polish, everyone, so you can read some. I'll read some Polish now. Pokaż nas kiepskie momenty programu na żywo. I don't see the comments, Jack. I see a lot of Polish.
Screwman?
Can you mute yourself on Google Hangouts?
Oh, on Google Hangouts. Let's see. Mute. Yes. Now you can't hear anything. Now wait a minute. Let's mute the microphone. Mute the speaker.
The camera's not on.
You know what I can do? I can stop hearing you, Jack. I can just mute my speaker, period, and then I won't hear you anymore. Am I going to get any messages from you? What?
Because now I'm starting your open meeting, so.
Hi, everybody, but wait, Jack, but wait, but maybe you type things in the window too, because I don't see Slack really right now.
Do you see comments?
I see people commenting, yeah, like the chat box. I see that. Good evening, David and Son. Hey, Micah, come say hi.
There's a
Quick.
spider.
Yes, there's a spider. Quick, you guys, everybody's on. Come here.
Over here.
Boys, come here and say hi, Micah. Say hi. Okay. All right. Jack, shall I mute my speaker so I can't hear you anymore and you can communicate with me the chat box? Is that okay?
That is okay. I'll just announce that we are starting.
I can
in
announce.
5 minutes.
We're starting. How many people are in?
Now it's 45. Now I'll send the message with another channels to go.
Okay, that we're live.
With you.
Okay, I'm muting you. I cannot hear you anymore, Jack. Okay. What? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait, I have an idea. You could type something into Slack. It'll pop up and remind me, okay? All right. Type a message to Slack and see if I see it. Like a little reminder, a little. Oh, you guys, you're going to have zero sound in about 2 minutes. You got 2 minutes to have no more sound at all. 2 minutes. Please take this seriously. There are going to be thousands of people in here. You have to leave and be very quiet now. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Good. Pepper, I'm very serious now. It's goodbye. It's nice to see you. See you. Take them outside, Mommy, on a nice little walk. Mommy, help. I need help. I need much help. Mommy, I think Micah will be a problem. Sorry, everybody. We're just getting all the moving parts working here. Like 2 more minutes to go. Jack, message to me and I can't see that.
Yeah, probably.
Hold on, hold on. I'm going to do something. I'm going to quit. Hold on. I might be able to do this. I need absolute quiet in the house now, please. Thank you so much. Okay. See if I can get something going here. Okay, Jack. You can now type to me on Slack. Let's see it. Sorry, everybody, bear with us for like 1 more minute. I think we're almost there. Jack, I can see can you type a message into Slack, please, for me? Open. The monkeys are going to the bedroom now to play their iPads. Fall deep into. Jack, please type a message. Oh, I see what I have to do. Hold on, Jack. Jack, where are you here? Wow, everything is slow. Okay, I see what you just typed. Okay, can you hear me? Oh, sorry. Hello, Jack. Okay, we're almost there. Hang on. I will rely, Jack, on you to send me messages via Slack. I'll say yes. Okay, so I'm ready to go. Jack, can you give me a go-ahead signal that I can start broadcasting, please? I'm good? All right. Okay, we're going to start. We are not going to start with questions, so everybody please hang on with your questions, okay? We're starting with the live broadcast from Switzerland project, and I'm going to tell you what we're going to say, what we're going to cover tonight. Jack, can I please start? Can I start now? I'm going to tell you what we're going to cover anyway. So there's a delay, tell you, in the feedback I get on the screen and so forth. So pardon me, bear with me if there are some technical issues. first I'm going to talk a little bit about a summary of the project, and then I want to talk about the team for just a minute, and then what has happened in the pre-sale and what's coming up for the sale. And I hope I will answer most of your questions. If you type it to me something in the chat window, I see Polish. So Jack has given me the start, and I will from around the world to the Pillar Project. People really trying to change the world, and it's very important to bear in mind why we're doing this and what we're doing here. I'm sure everyone can name some things we've screwed up, but we are keeping the big picture in mind, and we're getting a lot of big things right. So we are here to change the world. I want to make no mistake about that. Whether you buy tokens or don't buy tokens, whether you try to succeed, we're here to get our project funded and make a huge difference in the world. So if our plans are successful, and we are very determined, the money we raise, we've got a lot of people believing in us, and we're going to build a train, and that train is going to get longer and longer and bigger and go around the world and change everything. The main things we're going to change is this. This is kind of our gateway to our lives. Now, it's full of antiquated little things called apps that are really kind of miniature desktop apps that don't do us much good. Your credit card on a dozen of these apps, and all of these apps charge a bunch of fees, and they don't talk to each other. And this is kind of the last thing you need when you're running around your day doing what you need to do. The apps get in the way. There's much about this on our website. I'm not going to keep going, but we are determined to create a new open source platform that nobody owns. No Apple, no, even Android is open source, but a better next generation Android that becomes your personal assistant. It starts, it's what we call the next generation of universal smart crypto wallet. So it will be universal because you'll be able to use any tokens and exchange freely between tokens and cryptocurrency easily. And it's a smart wallet because it will become your digital personal assistant and help you easy. Not as it is today, hard and easy to make mistakes, as we've seen. So let me get into the agenda here. First of all, about the newsletter. We are doing our best to people. We're on plan C and D at this point. I haven't seen very much go according to plan A. The first time you do an ICO is often probably the last time you do an ICO, and the learning curve is very steep. So we just apologize for all our mistakes. I take full responsibility for things that have happened that have disappointed people. Some people were told all kinds of different things and they may have even been told accurate things, but they had their own perceptions in mind about what they thought it meant to them. And I really do want you to get your tokens, but more than that, I want all of us in the project and the project itself to get going and change the world. So, we're about 40 people working close to full-time at this point. All of us are volunteers. No one really gets paid. I think we're paying one agency a little bit, but pretty much nobody's getting paid. We're all working for pillar tokens that don't exist yet. So we have a lot on the line, and we ask for your patience and understanding. We're trying to get the big things right. And to be honest, our goal is to build the system and the community around it and not be the absolute world's best at ICOs. So we're doing pretty well, and we hope you'll bear with us and positive feedback as we go, or constructive feedback on how we can do better. The newsletters, we are trying to make better every day. We know that's a sore spot. We just have an incredible team, and we have, as I say, about 40 people, many full-time. We've got people in Israel, Brazil, India, United States, UK. I'm sure I'm forgetting a whole bunch of places. Poland. We have amazing people, and we all want to come together and be a team working together in London. So I can't mention everybody by name, but I want to mention that we have 3 women on the team, and we really hope to have more diversity which means more women and more people from different backgrounds. Very important for us to be a very diverse, open community of people. We are not elite. We are open, sharing community. There we go. Sharing community, and we want to create open source software that everyone in the world will use. Stop cutting my head off. All right, so refresh the feed. That should help. I don't know what that means. Something about no sound. Check. Do I need to? Some people are hearing me and it's breaking up a bit, but I feel enough people are hearing me that most are. So the pre-sale. The pre-sale took place yesterday, and you know, this event was slated in the newsletter as a during event, during the pre-sale live event, because we thought the pre-sale would be going on. We were absolutely at the pre-sale sold out in 34 minutes. And I want you to understand, and I don't have the stats in front of me, but I want you to understand that people who got in yesterday, and we had about 2 people trying for every 1 who actually got a token yesterday, are almost all small. The average is about 15 Ether, and the median is about 10 Ether. We've really managed to build a good base of thousands of people who believe in us. And if you didn't get tokens, that doesn't mean you're not a supporter and you're not part of it. It was just a free-for-all, and it was just way oversubscribed. We upped it after Joe's video to $4 million. We could have sold 8 million yesterday, okay? 10 million. So I'm sorry. We didn't know. We didn't know how much to allocate. We just wanted a successful pre-sale so we could move on. That's actually a small discount compared to a fantastic, important project that will really increase the quality of life for millions of people around the world, especially in the developing world. So please give us a little bit of a break if you didn't get extra token, and we'll talk about buying tomorrow next, because the pre-sale was not communicated as well as it could have been. It went safely, and all your money is okay. So if you sent Ether from your MyEther wallet, and it's not in your MyEther wallet, that's a good thing. You're not going to get tokens right away. What happens is your Ether is now being transferred to a second smart contract, the main sale. We will give the address for that on Saturday morning, and then for some period, which I'll explain, it will be open and people will be able to buy. When it hits the minimum, that at some point we'll all get tokens. If it doesn't hit the minimum, to your MyEther wallet, the smart contract will do that. If it does hit the minimum, then 2 possibilities. 1, we sell out all 520 million tokens, 8 million tokens, in which case at that point the smart contract will automatically generate, come back to that in a second, and if we don't meet the cap, then it will go for 60 hours. That's until 8 p.m. UK time, London time on Monday, at which time it will close automatically, and however many we've sold, and however many are left will go on ice, so they'll be out of the market for 10 years. Okay, so we don't know how many we're going to sell. We have no idea how many we will sell. It could be 10 million, could be 30 million, could be $50 million worth of tokens. We don't know. Now, when it makes tokens, those are going to be in the smart contract. They will not automatically go to your wallet. You'll have to fetch them on that. There are plenty of videos on YouTube already on how to fetch your tokens using MyEther wallet. This is not difficult, and there's nothing to worry about. So for now, you're going to see nothing. That's fine. If the Ether came back to your wallet, then you didn't get any tokens. And after the sale's over, we'll make a video on how to get your tokens and put them in your MyEther wallet. Everything is safe. We've done a good job with the wallets. We've had good audit teams that have helped us with code review, And we feel very solid about the programming and the smart contracts. That's the main thing, guys. And thank you so much to the team around the world who has worked on that. That's just incredible effort by people who are being paid nothing. Really amazing. Now, the sale will be open from 8 in the morning London time until 8 on Saturday until 8 in the evening, or until it sells out. There will be no minimum. The minimum is 1 token, 10 cents, and there will be no maximum. So should you rush in and buy right at the opening bell? Well, I can tell you right now, the opening bell is going to be pretty busy, and people are going to be putting plenty of gas. So you're probably not going to have any chance. You'll probably waste some gas doing that. And my feeling is that if it's going to be taken in the first 10 minutes by big whales and it's all gone, so be it. You're not trying isn't going to help you anyway. So let it go. That's what I would do. What would I do? 10 or 20 minutes and see how it goes. This is up to you. You know, you can do it, but you can do whatever you want. And I'll make a video on how to do it. But first of all, don't do it from any other wallet than My Ether wallet or MetaMask, unless you really know what you're doing. Other wallet. And number 2, because several people have used a different wallet and it's a real hassle to get your tokens after that. We can get you through it, but it's a lot of tech support we hope not to do. And second, and doing it right as the gun goes off, there's going to be some big in there, and they're going to be putting in a lot of gas. So you could waste gas. Remember, every time you try and fail, it can gas money. Now, you know, you'll be in the queue. You'll probably go through. It's not a terrible idea to put your order in, and you may have to wait. That's okay. But my belief is that 15 minutes and then put your order in with a reasonable amount of gas instead of trying to get ahead of everybody else. So there are other things. First of all, are we working on an exchange? Yeah, we're working on an exchange, but you know what? And this is key. I really love what we're doing, and we're reaching out to thousands and thousands of them. So yeah, we have people working on an exchange. The exchange likes to see that the tokens are issued and that we have good demand. So we're not going to get on a big exchange until, you know, we hope next week or the following week. You know, if you're buying so that you can flip and sell in the first 48 hours, then there are lots of other ICOs. We recommend you take a look at those. We'll work on getting a group, 1 or more exchanges going, okay? There is something called HIT BTC, which makes a market in futures and token derivatives, and apparently Pillar token futures are trading there. Ignore that. That is noise. That could easily be some people just seeding that and chilling and playing games. That's nothing. That tells you absolutely nothing. Have no special deals for anyone. Everyone is on an equal playing field now. And you take your chance. If you want to do it early with more gas, that's fine. If you want to wait, it's up to you. You are responsible for your action in the upcoming token sale. We didn't promise that people would get a place in the pre-sale. There were a few people where we had a bit of a misunderstanding, and at the very beginning we said you're booked, and those people we were taking care of. If we promised them by saying that they were booked before the pre-sale, then you know we were taking care of them. We're honoring that. And there are a few people, by the way, who sent money to a test net stake. It was about 100 Ether worth, and it wasn't very nice because they've lost their money. Now we told them maximum, we will make them whole. That's the right thing to do. If we can hit our maximum of around $55 million, we will take care of them. But everyone who thought he was going to get in and didn't, boy, it was about 2 to 1 get their tokens yesterday. One important thing about Americans. I assume there are Americans listening. Wherever you live, if you're an American, please pay attention. We cannot offer this. We cannot offer tokens to you. We have no idea whether our tokens are securities or not. No one has ever said really much about this. The SEC has not said much. They're waiting and watching. And we're really just doing best industry practice right now, like most other token sales, saying we are not offering Americans. Now, Americans, you take your own decision and you understand what you're getting into. One guy emailed me today saying, I bought your tokens and I've already broken the law. That is not true. By buying tokens. Americans are buying tokens. It is a gray area of the law. We don't honestly expect that the SEC will come in and say, okay, anybody who's ever bought any tokens since the last 5 years is now going to jail. We do not think they will retroactively do anything. It's impossible to tell what regulators will do. Or seek the advice of someone you trust who might have a law degree, securities law would help. And no, they're just going to tell you, we don't know. And it's a matter of what the SEC does in the future. So make your own decision. Many of our buyers are American. Many buyers of many tokens are Americans. Understand a bit about the Howey test and whether a token is considered a security versus something closer to a cryptocurrency, which is essentially undefined as kind of some electronic thing that hasn't really been defined yet. We think we're more like that. So we think we're more in line with many of the system tokens and utility tokens in the last several months. There are many that you could, see on Smith and Crown and the other websites. We're more in the middle of the pack of the system and utility tokens. We're not, in my opinion, I don't think we're anywhere near the current definition of a security. The definition of a security may change. So Americans, please get some advice before you buy. Pricing. Pricing. So we're going to price the tokens tomorrow, right around noon UK time, and we'll publish that on our website. It'll be .io on the front page. It'll be on the purchase page. And keep in mind, please, that if you're coming from the United States, you won't see that. Okay, we're blacking out American IP addresses. So if you want to see what's going on, use a virtual private network. Several of those, and we've given some examples in our newsletter. Other bloggers will tell you about them. This is a good way to see token sites if you're shopping for tokens and know what you're getting into. People to see our pricing and our smart contract information, and the best way to do that is through our newsletter. So please, newsletter, probably you're not watching this, but in case you're watching it later, please come to pillarproject.io and get enrolled for the newsletter. Very important. Now, what happens? People enroll for the newsletter, they get a little confirmation, and the next thing that happens is that MailChimp sends them the Pillar Project welcome message, which goes right into their spam folder or their promo folder, and that's where most people are finding it. So please don't email us. I think 98% of anybody who's been sent anything and asks us, where is my newsletter? It's in your spam folder, your promo folder, or maybe your all mail folder or somewhere else. Once you verify yourself to MailChimp, you're going to get, and then you should find it. So one important thing that this is not startup funding. This is project finance. For an open source project means that no matter how much money we get, we are not getting rich. In fact, we have a tremendous obligation to do the right thing for all of our token holders, where it's really token stewardship, software stewardship, and community building that we're involved in now. And eventually, I expect things will go well. We'll build a lot of support, and we will start a nonprofit foundation called the Pillar Foundation. And we will transfer then many of our, whatever assets we have for this project will go into a nonprofit foundation, and realize these foundations have almost no source of income. Okay, Mozilla was lucky because they got browser sponsorship, but if you think about the Linux Foundation, especially, many of these other open source projects, they have very, very little money. Now, the Ethereum Foundation retains some tokens, some Ether, and they're doing very well. They're a very wealthy foundation. with lots of cash now. Of course, it goes up and down with the price of Ether. And they basically have no other source of income. I don't think they do any consulting. We are in the same boat. That's why we've reserved 15% of our tokens off the market for about 3 years. And then we may use those in the future to raise a bit more money if we ever need to. We don't know how much we're going to be raising on Saturday. So 15% is smart, and I recommend that for any or token sale, because later it gives us a chance to raise, to really build a system, validate, get in the hands of people, start building our ecosystem, and then as the price of the token goes up, we can sell off small parts of our holdings from the treasury, and that will raise more money. We'll do that much later. Expect to have enough for a while. We're going to spend it very carefully. We'll talk more about that on Tuesday, how we're going to spend the money once we know how much we have. And we don't expect to ever get any more money than that. So it's pretty lean and mean. We have salaries, and the salaries will be all public, so you're not going to see us driving Teslas. On a Tesla Model X in silver, in case anybody wants to find my public address and send me. We're not going to have huge salaries. We're going to run a proper organization from the beginning and be very lean and very much build a community to make Pillar the dominant platform for the world. Very much keep the prize in mind, and there's no sense of cashing out. I have a message for the end now. I'm going to turn it over to you. I just want you to understand, if you will go to pillarproject.io/purchase, you'll see the new sort of purchase instructions, which are familiar to people in the pre-sale, and we'll be adding to that page the address of our smart contract that'll come on in the morning, and instructions on how to do that. I'll make a video on how to do that. I'll make a video on how to collect your tokens, and we'll be keeping in touch like crazy, because as soon as it's on an exchange and as soon as we've got our community next week, by the way, so we want all of you to jump into our online community. And it's very important that you are a big part of this. We don't have it ready yet, but we'll have it ready next week. So you can all meet each other and talk and collaborate, and we can all really start to build the base of our pillar pyramid of community. So now we are not giving out the address ahead of time, and there are no special favors, there are no special deals. Everyone is in the same boat, 8 o'clock UK time. That is not Greenwich Mean Time. Summer time, which is 1 hour ahead of GMT, just so everybody's clear. It's whatever time it is in London right now. That's the time we use. After plenty of that discussion and lots of, I see email messages already, I'm going to ask you have already had your questions answered. I'm going to start answering questions. I see someone answering, why are Americans blacked out? The answer is, this is best practice now. Most token sales are blacking out American IP addresses. We have some good signal from regulators that they're going to regulate crypto assets as a smart and separate, shoehorn it into 1934 laws. We hope that will change. But at this very moment, we are not soliciting Americans, and it's just part of best practice now to black them out. Do not send your Ether anywhere. Do not send it to any smart contract. Well, if you want another ICO, that's fine. If you want to send it to a friend, that's fine. We have no address to send any Ether to. Do not send Ether. Set up your My Ether wallet. My Ether wallet. Wait for instructions. We're doing pretty well on getting the really important stuff out, so please forgive us on a few small screw-ups. A video, by the way, will be Tuesday at the same time. So I'll use these tokens in the future to purchase items or services. Yes, I'll be happy to talk about that a bit if anybody wants, but the Pillar token is a meta token, so that as you go about your day, you will use all kinds of tokens. You can tell we're building a pretty serious with tokens for all kinds of things. You don't want to cash in and out of those and maintain those and watch all your smart contracts and understand all your rights and obligations all the time. And tokens in the real world, whenever you wallet here, but look in your own wallet, almost everything there's a token, including the cash. So when you interface with the real world and go about doing things, you'll more likely use the pillar token and maybe your fiat currency of your country, and maybe not much else, because the pillar wallet will take care of all the small transactions as you go about your day. Here's a question. Please clarify, if we sent Ether and we didn't get on the pre-sale, then the Ether is back in your My Ether wallet because it didn't go through, and those tokens will not automatically be added to the next sale. But if you sent, let me make it clear, if you sent your Ether and those Ether are now not in your My Ether wallet, if you can't see them, that's good. They're in our smart contract. And those, the people who got in, it's just about 1,400 people, Ether will go automatically to the next smart contract. We hit the minimum. If we do, see when the sale closes, that will automatically trigger the creation of tokens. You will not automatically see them. On how to then fetch the tokens so you can see them in your My Ether wallet. Okay? You actually, if you know how, you'd be able to see them on the smart contract, but you would not be able to see them in your fetch them later. So if your Ether is gone, that's a good thing. Take your time, and you will hear from us about what to do next. That's clear. Someone said read their gray paper. It's a great idea. You can find our gray paper linked on our website. Go to the summary page, please, because the summary page is there to give you a 3-minute read of a 35-page gray paper. And right there on the summary page, it's linked. You can find the link to the gray paper there. You can also find it on medium.com if you like reading 10,000 word documents that scroll forever. That's also fun. The type is bigger. You can use the Opera browser if you want. Maybe there are many VPN ways to see sites that you're blacked out from. That's your choice. And by the way, we don't call you investors. We call you supporters and donate. People who are donating to our cause. Of course, you will get tokens, and certainly we hope tokens will be valuable. But don't overcommit, please. I just did a webinar yesterday on postmodern portfolio theory. You'll find that at Bright Talk. Type David Siegel into brighttalk.com and you'll see all my webinars. And yesterday's webinar was on postmodern portfolio theory, explaining that exposure is more important than risk. Do not be overexposed in any one cryptocurrency. Be too concerned about the pricing. It's impossible to price exactly right for everybody when the token sale is going to be on for 60 hours, we think, maybe. So the pricing is going to be what it's going to be. It's kind of our best guess. This is so that we can hit roughly 10 cents per token US, 10 cents per token. That's our goal, somewhere around there. Do we see Civic as a competitor? I've heard this question. I don't quite understand why people ask this question. Maybe because they haven't read our gray paper. Civic is awesome. Civic is one of the identity standards we'll use in the pillar token. So we're a level up, and there will be several very good, fantastic identity standards, even smart contract based like Uport, and there's Sovereign, which is coming, and they'll have their own sale later this year, I think. There's just a lot of really good digital identity stuff coming out now. And having been involved in digital identity for the last 15 years, we're finally seeing traction and seeing real possibility in the identity space. So your Civic, identity package, digital identity package will fit right into the Pillar wallet. We will not have a native. We will use whatever is popular. We may have to have some kind of a native, like Bronca, so, but it's going to be the same kind as Civic. Let me say something important that we keep talking about in our meetings. Project. This is open source software. We control nothing. Control the source code that gets released that's called Pillar. Assets are under your control. We could not give your personal data to the FBI if they put a gun to our head because we don't have it. The Pillar software will give you the power to build your own, put your information in it, hold the private keys so that on the blockchain and your private keys log you in to your device, and we don't have those private keys. You'll have to come up with a smart way of making sure you never lose those, because if you put your house, your car, and your kids on the blockchain, you're not going to get them back if you lose the private keys. There are many ways, and we'll talk about that, but it's important to remember you own your personal data. We simply do not have it. It lives on the blockchain. It lives on decentralized storage. Hey, it lives wherever you want it to live. And you can use whatever identity and identification and validation schemes you want. That's going to be up to you. Okay? And if you lose your phone gets stolen, or the phone goes in the lake, grab another one, and log into that, and that's your phone. So if you need your phone for a minute, grab mine. It turns into your phone. Now you've got your phone in your environment. Grab any screen anywhere. It'll turn into your screen in your environment, because all your stuff is stored on the blockchain. So when you walk into the doctor's office, you can say, oh, I forgot my phone. Hey, can I just borrow that tablet for a second? Oh yeah, okay, here you go. Here I'm registered. What do you need to know? Here you can have access to all my previous scans and tests and everything. All that stuff you could just do from any device. Doesn't have to be a $400 thing from Apple. Memory, all computing power you want will be at your fingertips, and the phone itself, the device itself, will just be a commodity that costs, lunch. Okay, a medium lunch. So much more about how all that stuff will work later. Let's get to questions about the sale. Let's see here. I quit carrying a cell phone thanks to the NSA. Well, you're going to have all the protection you want in your Pillar wallet, because you'll have full blockchain level encryption. And by the way, in case there's some blockchain problem about quantum computing that starts hacking blockchains, the blockchains will switch and we'll take the level up. So you'll have blockchain level encryption. So that'll be up to you to manage your and your personal data. We don't have it. All right. So yes, there are no tokens issued at this contract. Okay, for we hope sometime on Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. Don't be surprised if you don't hear that much from us over the weekend. It means it takes a while to raise $50 million. I wouldn't be surprised. I'll give you my personal predictions. Okay, it's not a prediction. My forecast is we have a 20% chance of being one of those big ICOs that takes down the entire amount, $50-something million, minutes. Okay, I'd say we have a 20% chance of that, which means I think we have an 80% chance that you're probably going to get your tokens. Okay, I'd say we have a 99% chance of raising total, because we've raised 4.2 already. 90% chance of hitting a total of 10 million. And we'd really like to have 30 million. I'd say we're at about 50-50 for that right now. Raising the entire amount over period is up. I don't know, I would give it 30%. It's all uncertainty, right? Uncertainty versus risk. We talked about that yesterday. The risk is relative to your holdings and your possible. Remember, you're not risking much. You're risking some gas on a train. It's up, but we don't know. If you don't get it, you haven't lost much. Okay, your life doesn't change. If we don't get what we're looking for, our lives change a lot. we all get what we're looking for, that the little fish get everything they want and the big fish come in and take the rest. That is our hope. And there's no way to know how it will play out. So don't be mad either way. If we don't meet our minimum, we'll be mad. And if we meet our maximum in minutes, you'll be mad. And there's no way to know where we could be in between. I'm super sorry about that, but this is the nature of blockchain token sales at the moment. You are not going to get an address from us anytime before 8 o'clock in the morning, UK, London time on Saturday. The address will come via the newsletter with instructions, and on our /purchase page, you'll see the address and the instructions at 8 o'clock in the morning, London time, Saturday morning, July 15th. Do not send Ether anywhere right now. We probably have screwed up a bunch of links in our newsletter. Forgive us the small trespasses. We're trying to get the big stuff right. There are no tokens yet. The wallet is to be made this weekend. Okay. All right. So great project. Some thoughts on first steps. Okay. I'm glad you asked about first steps because I realized it last year. I was a candidate to be the next dean of Stanford Business School. Now, I didn't get chosen because I believe that management is a relic of the past. The world with smart people, you don't need management. We're going to talk more about this on Tuesday. You know that we're going to start with a big open meeting that anyone can come to in a place that's a little out of the way called Poprad, Slovakia. It's in the middle of Slovakia. It's a resort town. It's a small resort town where it's going to be nothing but crazy blockchain pillar people for one entire week. And by the way, about 13 swimming pools, and all the margaritas you can drink. So we're there to talk about how we're going to work. I want to invite anyone from any company. We're going to be setting up the project as much as we're going to be talking about how organization, how you can manage a self-managed organization, how we can be organic and grow organically, like, sort of from a single-celled organism to a multi-celled organism, and expand and grow without any central control. And if you would like that for your company and you want to learn how to use a Kanban system and get rid of your project managers, board of directors, because they're of no value anyway. And I say that having paid quite a bit of money to take the board course at Harvard Business School. It's useless. And you want to learn how to run an open source project with a bunch of people, or just how to run a team or a group of people, come. Find us at pillarproject.io/join us. Learn about the PopRad event. It's July 29th. We're going to be coming together as a community. And we're going to have people there from all over the world. And we'd love you to join us. I'm pretty sure that all the rooms are sold out at the resort, but there are many rooms nearby in hotels. It's a very small place. We have meeting rooms set up. We'll be on 4 tracks. We'll be discussing that next week, but start to think about joining us. You don't have to buy any tokens, and learn from us and teach us and, talk about changing the world. That's what it's for. And we hope you'll join us whether you have tokens or not. Okay. Now, we are overwhelmed with everything. We are overwhelmed with thousands and thousands of emails. 80% of them super nice and positive and saying, go, go, Godspeed, you guys are awesome. 10% super nasty and mean, saying you guys have not kept your word. We're super doing our best to just solve problems one at a time when they come up. We be running a retail campaign here with thousands of people asking questions, and we don't mind. We stay up until 2 in the morning answering them, and then another shift takes over from the United States. But and we're screwing up newsletter stuff, but we're getting everything else pretty right. For your amazing support. I'm going to talk a bit more about how you can support us at the end. Blockchain encrypted texting. Hey, it's a platform. We're building an ecosystem here. We want people to build whatever they need on top of it. Need is something special, then you'll build it on top, and if it gets popular, it'll grow. This is totally organic. There's no roadmap, really. Look, I want to be clear about this. We're going to be building core code. Our core code is what we call a universal smart wallet. What is that? We don't know, but it's going to start with multi-cryptocurrency and token wallet, that's for sure. We hope to contribute to better token standards that will be smarter tokens over time. I'm writing a bit about that now. And from there, according to who wants to help us build this with us, there's no reason we should build all this software. We want open source people to come from around the world, from companies around the world, to get their companies to pay them to be part of it, to build things they want, and ecosystem. Another thing that's very important that we're going to build, and that is we're going to make this wallet so that you can plug it into your existing system. So I'll just give you an example. If you have an account with, let's say, LinkedIn, Dropbox, Amazon Web Services, some video software, and you have to pay like by the month, you have a subscription and you pay with your credit card, our wallet will replace that. So our wallet will talk to their APIs and make it so that our wallet can just feed the right API keys, which may be good old normal API keys from the server world, or it may be cryptographic tokens, whatever it needs, whatever the API requires. So you can just pay as you go, and you can pay in pillars, keys, and the capability you want. So if you want more storage, more memory, more LinkedIn contacts, or whatever, we hope to replace LinkedIn on this. Whatever you're currently using your account for, our Pillar wallet will plug in and replace the account, so you have atomic ownership, and you're using the services of that organization. So a good example would be a Charles Schwab, eBay account. You can have your assets under your control, and you can use the services of that organization because you're not trapping your assets anymore. And by the way, that relieves them of the liability of having accounts, right? It's very vulnerable to be keeping a lot of concentrated wealth in one place. That just draws hackers. So by atomizing it and dispersing it, we can reduce costs for these large organizations and give people control of their own assets and plug into those services, those branded services that use data centers. That's fine, as long as I own my own data and I can turn it on and off anytime I want, and it's not so sticky anymore and I'm not trapped. So that's another part of the core software, and we'll be doing lots of business development, lots of messaging, lots of teaching what we've learned on an open source organization. We really welcome you as part of our community. We'll be setting up our open source community software next week. So when will we ship? Well, that's a good question. This is Agile website. We'll have a timeline of what's going on. I don't expect to see anything ship until sometime in the first half of 2018. We can't tell. We're going to meet in Poprad, Slovakia for the first week of August to talk about how we're going to work and set up our organization at a location we haven't signed a lease on yet, obviously, and build what we hope will be London's first all blockchain innovation center with a full community center, so we can have events, we can have people come in, guests, desk, and really have an open community somewhere probably in East London. And it just depends how much money we raise on Saturday, not how fancy it is. See, I can tell you that. It isn't going to be WeWork. WeWork is a terrible working environment. WeWork does not let you run a Kanban system and use the walls. It's these quiet working environments where people communicate maybe through Slack in the same room. Bad idea. So if you want to learn how more effectively, get out of WeWork, use the walls, use a Kanban system for everything. There's an amazing book about this. It's called Joy Inc. by Richard Sheridan. Everyone, look, I was not a candidate to be dean of Stanford Business School for nothing. I asked people to read maybe the best management book of all time called Joy Inc. The pop route, and we'll show you how to put those principles into practice. Or go to the company, Menlo Innovations in Ann Arbor, Michigan. They give tours and have workshops all the time on how to run a company the way they do. Amazing. So this is all about changing and starting from scratch, not carrying any legacy thinking or legacy baggage along with us, building the new 21st century without all these old app thinking. Great. Pillar does not have a blockchain. There are no master nodes. There's no miners. There's no mining of any kind. We're using probably several blockchains to do various things that people want. And Pillar will be a wallet. It'll be a download at the beginning. It'll be in your app store. It'll be the Pillar wallet, just like my Licka wallet. I have my Licka wallet and my Jax wallet. My Jax wallet, two of the best wallets you can buy right now. And you don't pay anything for them, by the way. You pay for it by exchanging. And they're both incredible wallets. And it'll look like that. It'll be a wallet. And expand and expand. And someday it will eat the operating system and become the operating system. And you'll get rid of all the rest of it. Pillar wallet will be the operating system for your whatever device or reality or augmented reality device you have. You know, probably in 20 years, we won't even have these things. So that's the platform we're building. And it's going to be evolving all the time according to the ecosystem's demands. Woohoo, we're doing pretty well. I want to ask you, I want to get to the ask now. Is there anything else important? Are your tokens limited quantities? Absolutely, that's how you have a token sale. There are a maximum of 800 million tokens made in the world, period, ever. We're selling 528 million of them on Saturday. Are reserved for liquidity and future fundraising, and 10% are reserved for us at 2030, not to take home and cash in, but to use to fund. Some of those will probably be for-profit closed source projects that will bolt on to, or even open source projects that will bolt into the Pillar ecosystem. Quickly run through the ask. Okay, we're actually coming up on an hour anyway. How you can help. We are coming up to hours of a marathon. Okay, we're in like the last 2 miles of a 26-mile marathon. We're drinking probably too much coffee. We're not getting as much sleep as we could. I could do a little more laundry, but hey, and we want to get you involved. Now, maybe 10 Chinese whales will hit our Saturday morning and take it down and it'll be gone in minutes. Maybe. But you know what? We don't have any sign of that. And we're not very popular on Coin Fund, which is an amazing Slack for people to evaluate. We have almost no activity there, although we had a really good interview with Jake. If you look up the Coin Fund interview on Pillar, YouTube, it was a really fun, great interview. Jake's an amazing guy. We're not a sexy, cool, digerati, tokenati, cryptonaut project that has a lot of momentum going among the whales. We kind of don't expect them. I won't be surprised if we see a bit of that action. Maybe I'd like to see, I hope we have 20 or $30 million worth, but there should be plenty left for us and the natural buyers, the people who are going to use the tokens. And that's what I want to ask you to do. I want you won't have those huge whales filling up the 30 million, and that it's your responsibility and your joy, and you'd be happy to help us over the next 48 hours, not just because you already have or you're planning to buy the tokens, but because you want to see this world you want to work with us to help us beyond this weekend. You want to be part of it, and you want to be responsible for helping us get the slingshot we need by taking the next 48 hours and contacting 5 people. We would like you to take however much you own or planning to own of our tokens, get 5 people to do the same thing. 20%, I'd say 80% chance that we won't be closed out early. That leaves plenty of opportunity for you and your friends, you and your followers, you and the people who read your tweets or read your blog or see your videos. You take the initiative now, please. We're handing it off to you. We're going to do everything we can. We're not sleeping for the next 48 hours, but we ask you, top of the base we've built, and go get 5 people. 10, 20 Ether each. Don't let them overextend. Don't let them make bad decisions. But try to help people, your network involved in spreading the base of our pillar network. Now we have, some 5 to 10,000 people, and we hope for the next 4 or 5 days to 20, 30, 40,000 who love what we're doing and want to see the pillar ecosystem become where you have your passport, your money, your car, everything about your car, everything about driving your car, everything about driving any car, when you rent a car, when you borrow a car, your title deed to your home, all your real estate, all your assets in an open source pillar wallet that becomes the foundation of your digital life, the thing that we hand off to our kids. You know, take it from there, because we did the right thing at the early part of the 21st century and gave the right digital tools to people who will soon be on planet Earth in 30 years, and to people in the developing world who deserve this ecosystem, because it will change their lives, changes our lives. I hope that gives you enough incentive, rich, and not doubling your money on tokens. I hope that gives you, even if you don't buy a single token, I hope that opens up some time in your schedule over the next 48 hours, 60 hours, 80 hours maybe, to get the word out to the little guys who will be part of this world and want to see this system become a reality. We want you to build it with us. And the next assignment, raise as much money as possible. And the next assignment after that will be to get your tokens and not sell them. And the next assignment after that will be to get into flood our open community and start doing things. And the next assignment after that will be to get ready to come to Slovakia and make a difference with us, because the next assignment after that is going to be the next one and the next one and the next one, and we're not stopping from data. You have data and identity sovereignty, and the world becomes a different and much better place. I'll hang around and take a few questions, but you're free to go and start blogging, making your video, and influencing your friends, because time is limited and Sunday morning is coming up fast. We'll keep in touch through the newsletter with you however you want. We can't answer every single email over the next several days, but we'll do our best as we can. We hope you will join us in this amazing journey, years and years, and change everything. All right. No, there's no addresses. There is no address. Do not send any ether. There's no addresses. Here. Watch out for fakes. There are people trying to jump on our messaging. There are fake Twitter addresses. Be very careful. Only get your instructions from info@pillarproject.io. david@2030.io or info@2030.io. That's it. Or on our website, /. Okay, only from our official sites. There will be scammers. You will see addresses. Be careful. Be aware. This is your money. Your followers who are going to be putting in their money. Follow the newsletter. The newsletter will tell you what you need to know. We will do absolutely our best to get clear messages out. And you can see right now we've started already. Go to pillarproject.io/purchase. You may not be able to see it from the United States without a VPN. We're starting with a clear explanation, so we hope you'll appreciate that it's going to be simple. But now, this recording, by the way, will stay, and you'll be able to point people to it. And we think there will be plenty more blogs over the next few days, and you can see our channel here where we have a playlist. The Pillar Project channel has a playlist for all the other videos on YouTube that we see. We hope you'll be able to reach out to people in Russia, in Southeast Asia, in Australia, people where we're not getting the message as far as we could, and help us do that. All right, paper. There is a mention of a future biochip that will go into your wrist and control you. That is not true, by the way. You can search our white paper for biochip. This is just a silly idea that got started by another misunderstanding. You will identify yourself to your device however you want. There'll be many, many options. It'll be under your control. I'll opt in. And I personally can't wait to have some kind of a thing that helps me identify. It could just be my iris and my voice and a picture of my face. By the way, there are plenty of people working on this. However you identify yourself, that's your decision. That's to you. And then your device will say, welcome. I see who you are. This is now your pillar environment. Hand it to somebody else. It's his or her pillar environment. The biochip thing is not really part of the story, sorry. But it was a funny story. What languages, we don't know. We'll start in, honestly, we're talking about community and process in August. We're talking about roadmap and product plans in September. So stay tuned. We have not a line of code written, although there's tons of open source code. And we plan to talk to many of those groups. In fact, we've already heard from some groups that there's a lot of really interesting overlap and are very eager groups about how we can collaborate. It's all about collaboration and community for us. I don't know how to answer some of these questions. You're planning to centralize the world and take over. How can you plan to handle so much power? I know I'm an evil mastermind. We're planning to atomize all the data so that it's under your control. No small numbers of people in boards of directors or governments will be able to have control over you again. The people who want to control you will do it by controlling your data. It's time for data liberation, data democracy, and what I call data sovereignty. So you have control of it. It's not about porting your data from one system to another. It's about creating and owning your own data. About 10 minutes early and take down the email addresses. Can we slip you a quick note? Can we just get you and only you just a little head start? Just, you know, it's one class here. We got 50 million to go. Put your order in. Let the blockchain settle it out. If you get your order, you get your order. Okay? Going at the first minute, I don't think is that important. If you put your order in the first 10 minutes and it goes, not, you know, these guys who are buying and flipping, in a couple of months, not a big deal. So don't worry about it. In the scheme of things, participation in your enthusiasm for what we're doing, your ability to communicate what we're doing to your network is far more important. And believe me, in the long run, whether you bought some tokens and sold them or not, now is helping us build this thing. And that is up to you. We're not handing it off to you. We're asking you to join us because we're all going to push hard for the next several days. I'm going to wrap it up here. We're going to have next, what's atomizing? Atomizing means you own your own data and it's not on a central server. So right now servers, every one of the Fortune 500 has been hacked successfully. You know that, right? Every single one. Data center concentrates a tremendous amount of wealth and value in its data and in currency and money. And that's where abilities are, because the people who work at those data centers have every incentive to sell your passwords, your credit card information, your personal data to people who want to buy that data. And that's what happens every day. So atomizing it means you take all of your information, all of your valuable data, you encrypt it and put it on the blockchain. So it's there on the blockchain or in a decentralized storage, and you hold the key to it and no one else does. There's not enough in your holdings for hackers. They're about $1 million, $10 million. They're looking for hundreds of millions and billions of dollars, and it's not going to be worth the hassle to break through strong encryption for a small amount for a hacker. They will continue to go after the data centers and central governments and central banks that hold all the value. We're going to do the mechanics of all of this buying through the newsletter and through the pillarproject.io/purchase page. We're not going to do the mechanics now. You see I've got 2 videos up already. There'll be a 3rd video up on Saturday morning on how to buy. Cool. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you at the next meeting. That is Tuesday. Meeting is Tuesday at the same time, which I think is 7 o'clock UK time, if I'm not mistaken. And we'll keep in touch every day on the newsletter. And we want to hear from you on what you're doing to tell people about this. So please contact us through, we're at Pillar Wallet, I believe. We're on social media. You can find us. Please don't email us. It's too much. Please contact us through social and help us see what you're doing. And we haven't decided for sure, but if people go to great lengths and put in the extra effort and go the extra mile to help us, Pillar token for you. And this will be, there's no formal rules. It's not really a contest, but we're going to appreciate those who help us leverage what we've got now. And we'll be sending some tokens to some people who can help us slingshot from here. I don't know how many, and I'm not making any promises now, but if we can visibly see how much you're moving the needle, we would like to send you some tokens. This is not for 200 people. We'll probably get some for really taking extra time and making a big effort. We really appreciate all the effort people have put in, small, large, a tweet, a conversation. One guy in Las Vegas had a party to tell his friends about it. People are making their own videos in different languages. People are translating things into their own language. Take our video, turn off the sound, our 2-minute video, turn off the sound, translate it into your own language, put subtitles on it. Take the initiative. Help us build this open source ecosystem, and we'll see you in the newsletter, and I'll personally see you next Tuesday. Thank you so much, everyone. Support and your enthusiasm. We are rooting for the little guys on Saturday. We'll see you then. Thanks.